The Environment Protection Authority's job in the Westgate Tunnel project was to consider and manage its environmental impact. Its first major challenge came in June 2019, when PFAS, a class of toxic chemicals, was detected in Westgate Tunnel groundwater samples. Understandably, this caused significant community concern, and it meant that the decision about where the spoil would be dumped was always going to be controversial. I launched this investigation as a result of community concern about the EPA's plans to dispose of the PFAS found in the Westgate Tunnel spoil, to examine whether it had proper regard to the principles set out in its act. Several community groups we spoke to expressed concern about toxic soil, including concerns that PFAS-contaminated spoil might increase the risk of birth defects and terminal illness in the community and affect children attending local schools. This created two problems. It delayed the project and caused a cost blowout. While senior officials denied there was any government interference, there is little doubt the EPA was under pressure to fix the problem, to get the project back on track. The EPA assessed the danger to the community was likely to be low, but adopted a cautious approach to the management of the spoil, requiring all landfill operators to safely contain PFAS at 10 times the amount likely to be present in the spoil. Ultimately, we concluded that the EPA did its job according to the science, but it plainly failed to convince the community of this.
The real issue is there was no information. There was a lot of trust me, but no information. The staff were concerned because they come to work there. Parents were concerned because basically they were saying if this process goes ahead, we don't want it on our heads that we're taking a risk with our kids.
We were told consulting the community would be a waste of time. Discussions could not be fruitful because of the level of anger in the community. In effect, the EPA thought there was no point in consulting because it knew what the community thought. The absence of information, of meaningful engagement, escalated the fear and anxiety in the community. I'm pleased the EPA now acknowledges this and says it is working hard to rebuild that trust, taking a more collaborative and transparent approach to sharing information with the community. Since March of 2022, they are testing the spoil and are now publishing the results. At the time of this report, well below the danger level. While this must be a relief for local communities, much grief and angst may have been spared if the EPA had engaged effectively with the public from the outset. This will undoubtedly not be the last lightning rod issue in which the EPA is involved. It seems that some hard lessons have been learned, which should at least benefit future affected communities.